2018 GSL Season 3. This is Rockshear.
We're back in the GSL Codas. It's time to decide who survives Group B, the group of Beth.
Yeah.
Rogue versus Dark. So we have actually managed to avoid having all TVZs here today.
Indeed. 3 of them will be pretty good, though. And Rogue and Dark, both these guys obviously doing pretty darn well this year. Rogue already has his BlizzCon spot. Dark high up in the rankings, so looking pretty good for him. But as far as their ZVZ goes, both these guys are really good at ZVZ, but play quite differently. Rogue actually does really like late game ZVZ.
Yeah.
He gets to lurkers more often than just about anybody. Dark, more of a Ravager type guy, but again, he has a big range in his play as well.
If Dark was a unit in the game, he'd be a Ravager for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. I can just imagine him shooting a Corrosive Bile right now and it landing on Rogue.
Yeah.
Over there on the left.
Yeah.
Originally, Dark was the late game ZVZ guy, and he's been surpassed. He's been overshadowed by Rogue. Now's Dark's chance to try to reassert himself. But Rogue, the former world champion, here to win this, I should say, yes, the current world champion.
Match 1.
Here to prove himself again. All right, this is game 1. Let's go.
Jin Air Green Wings. Rogue.
Champion of more tournaments than I care to name right now.
Yeah. It got to the point in time where when he didn't win a tournament, we're like, huh, is he slumping? He hasn't won everything.
Yeah.
In the top left, he is
Dark.
Yeah, so Dark, he wants to be the champion of as many tournaments as Rogue. Thing is, he's had such a high skill. He's one of these guys that doesn't win tournaments often, but we still just consider basically the same thing as the people who do.
Yeah.
Which is, it's almost harder to get there. Like when you win a tournament, we just kind of have to be like, yeah, you're one of the best.
It's like SOS, who has not won a GSL, but we still kind of act like he has, you know, whenever we're...
He's a 2-time world champion,
yes.
IM champion, all that, so...
Not a GSL champion, but when he's playing at a GSL, we're always assuming he's going to win.
What is Dark a champion of? Like, SSL?
I guess that's...
Did he win a Kespa Cup? Wait, didn't he lose a Kespa Cup finals to Sue, if I recall? It was like 3 years ago.
There's a lot of StarCraft going on at any point in time, Artosis.
Indeed there is. You want to tell us a little story about the production tabs in ZVZ?
No, I do want you to tell me the story of what you just read on your phone on the break.
Oh my god.
You guys got to hear this.
I just glanced at like Twitter, and New York Times had an article that I had to click on. Apparently in 2016 in Norway.
Yes.
There was a herd of reindeer that were huddling together during a rainstorm to keep warm.
How many?
300.
Go on.
Lightning struck, and because everything was wet, they all died.
So 300 reindeer were struck by lightning in 2016 all at once. Can you imagine that?
The whole herd. Isn't that crazy? Well, imagine this. If there's like one outcast reindeer, and he sees that, he's like, oh my god, he runs away.
He's going to start a new religion.
Reindeer that doesn't fit in because he wears rubber boots. He's
That's
like,
right.
You guys made fun of me.
Yeah.
Because he walks away.
Well, I wanted to be right all along, but not this right.
Yeah. But yeah, that was that's kind of crazy. So, vastly different play from both sides right now. Dark going for a quick third base, getting that Zergling speed quickly, getting a Baneling nest.
Yes.
Playing more of the macro-esque style. Now, over on the other side, Rogue is going for a very, very fast layer. Obviously, you've got to wall in with something like this. But what will he be going for? How many gases? He's only got 1 gas so far.
Getting range attack upgrades over here.
Probably just quick roach speed with this.
Seems like it, yeah.
You know, sometimes you do see the Mutalisks. He is adding 2 gases. This is a good map for Muta, by the way. I've seen a lot of it here lately.
Okay, the wall-in's tight enough. Nothing can really get through over here. Now, Roach Horn's about to finish up. Now, of course, Dark is aware Rogue isn't really expanding right now, which means Dark needs to be ready for whatever Rogue is going to throw at him. Now, of course, if Rogue doesn't pull off that maneuver, then he's going to be in trouble too.
And
Dark is going to be mining a little bit more quickly than Rogue will be.
Yeah, the drone count probably won't get too vastly different as well. You know, obviously the third hatch is going to finish a little bit quicker for Dark, so he will be able to produce a bit more. But the speed and the +1 and the speed of both those is really nice. And sometimes you see players that are going for this strategy that Rogue has, not necessarily attack, but maybe add another Eva, go for like a 2-1 timing or something like that.
Yeah.
Occasionally it's the way.
Okay, the rocks are going to be torn down over there.
I like that. The fact that he's
smart.
Yeah, like
Curb out a lot of the opportunities there for Rogue to try to poke in.
Yeah, you make it a little bit harder for Rogue to attack you, so your third base has longer to kick in, and you have that extra time to do things like get your own roach speed.
You know, the way that Rogue opened up, he doesn't really have the opportunity to try to deny those rocks from being destroyed. So it's a great way to take advantage of what you're given in this map.
Yeah.
Some more lings are going to come in. Looks like this ling should... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was going to get up the ramp, but it bounced off of it.
That was definitely a bit of a misclick.
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
Should have been able to get up there.
Okay, so range attack's done. You can see immediately Rogue has another upgrade coming after that, +2 here.
Yeah, he's adding that second Evo as well, so that's
Yes.
going to give him a lot of follow-up potential.
The Dark's making some Ravagers here. We do have Rogue coming out across the map. Keep in mind the attack upgrade here for Dark is not done yet.
And Dark has been slightly up in roaches, basically throughout, but just roaches moving out for Rogue right now with the speed upgrade makes Dark almost over-make units. So this is going to allow Rogue to catch up in drones, and then he can start making his roaches again and play a little bit more on the defensive for a moment.
You know, it looks like Dark is not going to get broken anywhere here.
No. And
he's like airtight. Like nothing's going to break that.
Yeah, I don't think that Rogue ever thought he was going to do any damage. I think that this move out was just like a statement, stop making drones. You know, like he needs. It's like just a standard thing in every matchup against Zerg, where you want to pressure them so they have to make units instead of drones. And backing up now and going into this 2-1 this is not like an uncommon way to play right now with this style where you go for the quick layer on 2 base.
Pretty nice catch there, by the way, with the Overseer denying that upgrade and finishing.
Yeah,
really nicely done. So right now, I mean, worker count, Dark is slightly ahead. Kind of makes sense. He was going for a little bit more of an expansion-oriented opening here, where Rogue was rushing out to have the Roach upgrades. Kind of seems like Rogue wants to be Dark in his own game here. Mass Roach Ravager.
Yeah, he's going for it for now, and he's going for a Hydral spin, and I think that that's just going to leapfrog directly into Lurkers for Rogue. Because, this is like really smooth. I really like how Rogue is playing this game, to be honest.
Okay, he might try to attack it over here. Some more biles are fired out there. Kind of tough to actually break into that location. Zed goes for the Overlord there. Damn. One more shot and that will go down.
It lives for now. There's that Lurker Den coming very quickly. And this is where Rogue can fall back. And the thing is, he's pressured so many times, right, that Dark is just making roaches, making roaches, making roaches. And now he's got this massive, massive army where Rogue is going to fall back. He's going to sit in a defensive spot and get into Lurkers. And then it's going to be Dark sitting on a lot of Roach Ravager, like basically a maxed Roach Ravager army, playing against superior tech. So this was like very masterfully played by Rogue, and that doesn't just give him a victory or anything, but he's kind of forced this game to get into the place that he likes with the higher end tech, and you can see Dark kind of living up to what we were talking about before. He's staying on the Roach Ravager. He's even getting burrow and burrow movement, showing that he isn't as comfortable going for those other late game units, which he absolutely can do.
So Dark is going to try to loop around over here. He is taking his 4th base. I do like you were saying, Ortos, how Rogue has collapsed back after applying that pressure and kind of controlling what units Dark was making. Now Dark's going to come down here. He's looking for an opening. We have a decent amount of Ravagers. He can probably volley a few Corrosive Biles over the edge there.
And he does have a slightly bigger army. That is really, really important to mention. I like those Biles kind of being shot out. Okay, here he goes. He has to hold right now. The Hydras actually have to come up and fight. The Lurker Den just finished, but Rogue has to stay alive. Dark has hit an extremely sharp timing here, but can he actually break through?
I don't think he can. I mean, just the angle alone is not favorable there. Rogue has way more roaches firing all at once. So it looks like Rogue's actually going to come out here. He sees that those roaches have burrowed and healed up.
And the burrow movement's done as well, so he's going to have to watch out for that. But he's morphing his lurkers now. So the window for this to kill Rogue is almost over. As these lurkers burrow, he's not going to die.
Now, one thing to note is that with Burrow Roach, a lot of times you'll have 3 or 4 roaches burrow and then start moving into the main or hitting different locations, and you start trying to force the other player to be so taxed they can't keep up. Okay, we're going to see that happen right now. He's coming in over here.
This shows just how good Rogue is in these situations as well. He's actually adding a bunch of spine crawlers right now.
Yeah, he knew this was coming.
Yeah. He does not even want to mess with this. He's not going to let 2-3 roaches just burrow movement their way in and kill all his drones. He's taking a bit of damage here and there, but he has superior tech, so it's okay for him to take a little bit of damage.
Oh, these roaches are starting to overwhelm. I don't know if one lurker is going to cut it. I think the damage is going to be too high coming out here.
I don't know if he has detection right there right now.
I don't think
that's actually a bit of an issue. He has detection in many places. Like there's 3 overseers over here, but those roaches moving through.
Yeah, these roaches are all over the place. By the way, Burrow not yet done here for Dark.
Yeah, I don't think that Rogue is taking...
for Rogue, excuse me. Sorry, go ahead.
Rogue hasn't taken too much damage yet, but these ones going in the main base and then those 2 at the natural are amazing. Like, this is really starting to get a little bit scary.
Okay, Roach is continuing to come down. I'm actually getting worried here for Rogue. He needs to hang on. Ooh, takes out that overseer. Again, a lot of workers have been killed off. Rogue right now at 72, so he still has more workers despite suffering some losses there. But eventually, if Rogue keeps lasting like he is and takes care of these few remaining roaches like the ones we see on screen here, eventually Rogue's going to have the opportunity to counter push, and then it's going to be up to Dark to see if he can survive.
Yeah, and that gets really difficult as well, because if you're sitting here, you're already playing a very great defensive game with your lurker tech. You've already purchased a bunch of things like spines that stop small counterattacks well. You're going to be really comfortable getting into that later game.
Sure.
You know, when you start attacking even, right, you can't just do small counterattacks. It's going to have to be like really strong moves coming out. Oh, God. A little mistake right there from Rogue.
Dark handling that perfectly, sniping down 2 lurkers before they're even able to be utilized.
Yeah, Rogue just a little bit sloppy there for a moment. Okay, Aspire starts for Dark. It's cool. Like, I really like Aspire. Obviously, if he kind of sniffs this out at all, he can stop it dead in his tracks with well-upgraded Hydras.
Yeah, but it's all a matter of if, though, you know?
The amount of pressure that Dark is keeping on, though, is making it a little bit hard to do something like even scout this coming.
Rogue's coming across the map, though, here.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be finally Dark's turn to try to defend this. In fact, he's going to be losing a lot of drones over here. Roaches are trying to come out of it. It doesn't look like Dark has ever had a big enough number for this to be enough to take on the Roaches of Rogues. Looks like with more rallies coming up here, that might change.
Yeah, look at this. A ton of units from Rogue, really trying to punch through right now. Dark making quite a few roaches at home while he's waiting for this Spire to finish.
We see these Ravagers coming up here from behind, but with no roaches in the front, those Ravagers will eventually go down. It seems like Rogue's numbers are becoming overwhelming.
He's doing a ton of damage right now. Dark's army getting way too small. His bank almost completely used up as well.
I think this game's about to end here.
Yeah.
It's 174 to 112. He's just running him over.
Yeah, I think Dark was overextending a little bit on a couple of those attacks.
Maybe Dark a little bit too ambitious a few minutes ago, and suddenly when the dust settles, Rogue's able to push all the way across the map and just run over Dark.
Yeah, I don't think that this is the standard way to kill somebody with the way that Rogue played this, but it was a really good read of the situation. And I gotta say, that was one of my favorite ZVZs I've ever seen.
It was really impressive. I love the way that he held on.
Yeah, like, I loved every pressure he did. He, like, dictated what Dark needed to do.
Yeah.
And then defended it all, getting up to the superior tech. He was, like, slightly up in upgrades. There was oftentimes Dark had a slightly better economy, right? And he was doing bits of damage here and there. So it was still a competitive game. But that was, like, the best planned out, like, the best mapped out. It wasn't even that reactionary from Rogue. It's more like he knew how to force Dark into situations that he could counter with what he wanted to do.
It was
really
almost
cool.
like the master plan got executed there.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay, we're going to go to Acid Plan for Game 2 here. Right now, I guess no shocker, Rogue with a 1-0 lead. Let's see if Dark can recover.
Match 2. Fight. Jin Air Green Wings, Rogue.
Just looking so strong in that first game on Dreamcatcher. Really awesomely played.
Dark.
Dark absolutely didn't play poorly. He got himself into good positions a few times there. I think at the end, like, that could have gone a lot longer. I even liked the Spirad, but he like over pushed a little bit, and that counterattack by Rogue just caught him with his pants down completely. So I don't expect this game to look like that one. But I tell you, with games like that, and then we've had a lot of good ZVZs lately.
Actually, all the games today have been pretty crazy.
They've
Even that
certainly
one where GuMiho had that failed attack, it was interesting to see him even try to do that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And like Maru's weird triple proxy racks right in the middle. Like,
Right.
Some interesting strategy choices from our Terran players here tonight. Yeah, that was a great... You know, I see a game like that, I'm like, how does anyone not like CVC? It's actually a really good matchup in StarCraft 2.
I know. They did a good job in StarCraft 2 with the mirror matchups.
They really
There's a
did.
lot
All
of
three of them are really good.
StarCraft 1's had a kind of tricky time. I mean, I love all the matchups in StarCraft 1, but I feel like you get a lot more variety in StarCraft 2 for how it can pan out.
Yeah. There's more ways to fudge everything in StarCraft 2, in especially PvP and CVZ.
Right.
Whereas in StarCraft 1, those two matchups are like so unforgiving.
Yes. It's like, oh, you lost your shuttle, goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, you lost too many meters,
Are
goodbye.
you down a drone? Oh, you
Bro.
should have been down a drone.
You're only going to have 9 of those the whole game. What are you doing?
But yeah, it definitely, I think, especially those two matchups are like the most improved into StarCraft 2.
Okay. Well, let's remember that Rogue was in complete and total control that entire time in Game 1. I was actually wondering if Dark was going to open up with something super aggressive, because even though Dark is such a macro god, and ZVZ is actually probably on the more aggressive side when you compare him to other Zerg players.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I was saying, I wonder if Dark is going to be opening up with something super aggressive this time around, because even though he's known as such an excellent macro player,
Yeah.
he's actually probably in ZVZ one of the more aggressive players we have.
Yeah, it's true. Like, he really does tend to... Yeah, well, just in general, he's one of the more aggressive Zergs, right? I mean, if you look at other really good Zergs that are aggressive oftentimes as well, I always look at Scarlet ZVZ as pretty aggressive overall.
Yeah, she's very aggressive.
Leenock plays a pretty aggressive ZVZ.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Sue has a really good range ZVZ. And Rogue, I mean, occasionally will cheese, but this guy really does
Rogue,
like to
I
get
feel
in
like, yeah, he's probably the least aggressive
Yeah.
ZVZ player.
Yeah, I think
He can
I think
do
you're
it,
probably
just like
right.
these guys can kind of do anything, but yeah. So we have Dark making a lot of links here. Coming out across the map.
Yeah, actually a decent amount of links here for Rogue as well. And the little scuffles will begin. Dark hiding a couple Banelings really far away there. That's really far, in fact. Not going to see those morphing with an Overlord.
Rogue forced to back up right now. This is 3 hatch versus 3 hatch. It seems like Dark is interested in initiating. We're waiting to see if Rogue has any counterattack opportunities.
Yeah, Dark is actually doing a really great job of sneaking in some roaches. What?
Map hacks.
How? Wow.
I can't believe he actually spotted that. He's going to get both those Banelings.
Yeah.
No equity there for Dark at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 2 Banes, but he really went out of his way to morph those somewhere they wouldn't be seen.
I know, and then they got spotted anyways.
Even the best laid plans.
Seems like that's a pretty logical route to send Banes in, though, because we saw Rogue do the same thing a second ago. Okay, now with the Banelings here, he's been able to zone away some of these other lings.
Ooh, nice trap on that Queen. Ah, the Banelings come up.
Detonates those on his Banelings of his own.
And Rogue is actually continuing to make lings right now. He does have that carapace on the way. I actually hadn't noticed that before.
By the way, Rogue at 35 workers to the 43 of Dark, which is kind of crazy. Nearly a 10-worker lead.
Yeah, well, he's the one actually getting aggressive at this point, especially with that carapace upgrade. Look at this. He's being very aggressive, trying to kill off Banelings. Once he has a carapace, he will not be one-shotted by Banelings.
Right.
But still, you know, getting all your lings down to 1 health is a pretty good move, too.
Okay. Ling is eventually going to be taken out here.
Yeah, I think that Dark has a much better idea of what's going on now, getting those lings into the main base. And these roaches out now. If there's no Banelings, though, the lings can fight reasonably well. And not enough, though.
Yeah, these are eventually chased away. I'm getting worried here for Rogue.
Yeah.
He needs to make something happen. I mean, this is kind of the nature of aggressive plays, is if they get shut down too many times, suddenly that aggressive player, he's out of luck, man.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not going to have any options there, and the guy who's macroing up and defending,
I think
as I call them, the virtuous nerd.
Yeah.
They are going to be way ahead.
I think right now maybe he wants Dark to attack.
Yeah.
Like, that would be probably the easiest way for Rogue to have a chance to get in and do damage. But I think if Dark just sits here right now with this sick drone advantage he's had for quite a bit, he's in really good shape.
Okay, Rogue's still roaming around on the map. Dark is not biting it, though. He's not going to move out at all. He's going to stay back, continue to macro up. A huge supply disparity when you consider it's a mirror matchup. It's 73 to 104, so a 30 supply differential. And, you know, it's a matter of time, guys. Eventually, it's going to be Dark's turn. He's going to come out on the map. He's going to start fighting. With 61 workers to 42, Dark is going to be able to produce an insane army. And I don't really know how Rogue's going to stop it. Rogue can try to rely on counterattacking, but that's kind of the obvious response, right? I mean, you got to know that Dark's going to probably be ready for that.
Yeah. Hey, that's why I think he is just kind of sitting back, right? He has some banelings, he has some roaches. You're not going to get too much done. That is so many lings. That is so many lings. How do you find a place to get in with those lings? Because, again, like, one baneling really ruins your day. I guess they don't die, but, you know, they're all at 1 health. It's not going to go well.
Okay, wings are grouping up now. Ooh, nice little snipe there. Takes out that drone.
Look at this. Dark is actually adding a bunch of spines
Look
right
at the
now.
map, man. Rogue is, like, everywhere. But Dark is turtling so well, I don't know if it's going to matter. Seems like Rogue actually wants to try to battering ram his way in here.
Well, he's down over 20 drones at this point, so he just has to win the game.
Yeah, this is going to be it. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Oh, actually, those lings, there's no banelings left. He is morphing a few more. So the banelings getting in, trying to connect.
Those lings can get behind the roaches. The corrosive vials are going to 100% connect.
And he's actually picking off some of the banelings.
Ouch.
The banelings do come around and get at least one connection.
But is this enough? The Ravagers are being backed up here. Corrosive vials raining down. Many of them actually connecting with their targets.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did he actually do it?
He might have.
You're kidding
the
me.
targeting of the banelings was really fantastic. His lings actually gained him a ton of value during this.
You see Dark move that spine right before the vials hit it? That was crazy.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay, I think he actually did it, guys.
That was a really good baneling connection there. Yeah, the drone's being pulled. Oh my god. Wow, I did not think he was going to be able to break it.
Dude, I was so confident we were just going to go to game 3.
Yeah, it kind of seemed that way.
The way those lings got behind the roaches right before the banes hatched and the corrosive vials landed on the roaches, that's when the fight really seesawed. But hold on, says Tasteless to himself. There's more roaches coming out.
Yeah, he's still fighting, and the drone count right now, if this gets held, is about the same.
Yes.
So it's still doable, but those Ravagers obviously have like a lot of equity here, and he's still rallying up these lings that do have that +1 carapace.
Okay, he's going to come forward again. Keep in mind the baneling's nest is eventually going to go down if he keeps doing this. Nice targeting there on the eggs.
Just that carapace is like paying such high dividends right now. It's crazy. Roach is having a hard time clearing these lings. They're tanking and dealing a lot of damage. The Ravagers getting off sick vials as well.
Yeah, I think that's it, man.
Yeah, I think
he's now
you're
over
right.
this one hatch. Nothing can come out of there. And there's no way for the third base or the main base to connect their rally points in any kind of convenient way. So every time, Rogue is basically isolating the few units that Dark has and killing them. So this is going to be a 2-0.
Yeah, this was a great ZVZ series.
Well, this is why Rogue is the world champion.
Yeah.
I mean, you're seeing it right now. I did not believe he was going to bust that. Rogue must have just like such good calculus for how ZVZ operates. GG. 2-0. Rogue wins. He's our first survivor tonight.
All right. Yeah, and immediately jumps up into that round of 8 with his teammate Maru. I don't think that anyone should be surprised about this. It's Rogue, guys. Like, I think he's still the favorite for every tournament.
Nicely done. I'm feeling for Dark, though. But hey, man, he's still a great TVZer, or ZVTer, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he loses to Rogue. What can you do? You know, Rogue is the best Zerg here. There's
no shame in losing to Rogue. If anything, you're lucky. You're even good enough that you got the chance to play Rogue.
Yeah, it's quite true.
Okay, so we're going to go to an interview now with Rogue, see how he's feeling.
죽음의 조를 1위로 통과한 이병렬 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
Yuri says Rogue is out of the group of death. Congratulations. He says thank you.
정말 강력한 역대급 죽음의 조였는데요. 여기서 1위 소감이 어떠신가요?
일단은
This was such a tough group.
1위로 진출할
How do you feel getting out first place? I didn't expect to get out first place.
강력하다 보니까 그냥 마음 편하게 하자라고 생각하고
Since my grip's really tough,
생각보다 너무 잘 풀린 것
I just tried to go in with a comfortable mindset.
승자전도
And the
잘
games went
풀렸네요.
actually better than I expected, so I'm very pleased with my results.
선수의 대결이었는데 2대0 승리에 대해서는 어떻게
The
생각하세요?
winners match was quite impressive.
일단은 명우가 되게 안전하게
It was really exciting to see two top Zergs face off. What was that series like for you?
제가 좀 유리하게 갈 수 있겠구나라고 생각을 많이
So Dark tried to play a very safe game.
좀 유리하게 제가 게임을 한 것 같고 마지막에도
So my goal was to try to take a lead early on and leverage that and make the proper tech choices.
것 같았는데 좀 운이 좋았던 것 같아요 마지막에는.
네.
Once I got ahead in the upgrades,
테란전 2대1
I think that gave me, plus a little bit of luck, I was able to beat him. So against Innovation, you had a 2-1 victory against him.
그거 제가
What was that series like for you?
뭐지? 제가 게임을
And how did you come up with those builds?
낮은 테란이 하는 거예요. 5천
네.
몇 점이
오.
테란이 하는 거예요.
So when I play on the ladder,
괜찮은 것 같아서
I don't know.
식으로 수배력이
I only see Terrans with low MMR using builds like that.
성주한테 알려줬는데
So I was thinking, huh,
온라인대에서 그걸 쓰고 도우기한테도 알려줬는데
네.
그걸 온라인대에서 쓰고 있더라고요. 그래가지고
what if Terran went for 2 racks?
그거 좋다고
네.
계속
Instead of 3.
제가 명우 이기게 만들려고 만든 빌드인데
And I saw someone else actually use that same strategy in an online tournament.
그게 정말 화가 났겠네요.
Anyways, I was
건데 그거에
pretty confident when I saw it that I'd be able to handle it pretty easily.
재밌는 경기를 저희가 본 것 같습니다. 그런데 1세트에서는 전진 3변.
Anyways, I was upset though for the other game that I lost against him.
그거 혹시 그 팀에서 주로 이 전진 빌드 많이 쓰시는 분한테 맨날
네.
당하는 빌드인지.
일단은 근데 연습 때는 자주 하진 않아요 성주가 그렇게.
네.
근데
When you practice with your teammates, you have other strong Terrans in your team who do great proxy builds. Is that helpful for you? Do you feel like that's one of the reasons why you're so good at handling that?
준비했는데
네.
이게 좀 잘 통하고 했던 것 같아요.
네, 말씀하신 것처럼 오늘은 그냥 본진 베이스에서
Yeah, in general, I'm just fine against quick rush builds like that.
그게 좀 늦게
So everything went as I practiced.
이기나요?
일단 선풀했는데 빌드에서 먹었는데 지면은 좀 안
Do you
되는
think even though you
것
caught
같고
onto that late? What are they talking about? Artosis caught onto what late?
버리면서 출발하면은 괜찮은 것 같아요 저는.
좀 늦게.
Anyways, he says even though I noticed it late,
막아내시는지가 또 궁금해지네요. 자, 이제
I was able to defend it. I'm sorry, guys. We got off somewhere there. Okay, anyways, let's talk about outside the games. You've made it to the quarterfinals once again. You're going to be up against Neeb. How do you feel about him?
일단 제가 지금까지 8강에 갔을 때 제일 쉬운 상대인 것 같아요. 지금까지 상대 중에서.
네.
진짜 이번에 또 떨어지면 안 될 것 같고.
네.
립 선수가 그래도 못하는 선수가 아니라 잘하는 선수.
He thinks he might be the most affordable opponent.
Yes.
But he's a good Protoss and he shouldn't drop his guard.
네.
열심히 준비하겠습니다.
네, 토스단이 제일 자신 있다 말씀하셨는데.
Anyways, I have a lot of confidence in CVP, more so than the other matchups. Anyways, though, I'm still going to practice very, very hard for that match.
일단
Anything you want to say to anything you want to say to the fans?
이번에는 성주를
Well, everybody, I made it to the quarterfinals once again,
제발.
and I'm glad I was able to avoid my teammate Mario.
알겠습니다.
So please cheer for me.
감사합니다.
And I think I've got good chances to make it to the next round. All right, cool.
Cool.
That was a great series, and we're not even done, Artosis.
No, we certainly are not. We're going to have a nice TVT coming up next
Yes.
with GuMiho versus Innovation. Should be a good one.
By the way, guys, if you're here in the studio, hang on to your tickets. We do have a giveaway at the very end of the show.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a good day.
It's been a great day. So now we got to eliminate a player. We have a TVT coming up. It's going to be GuMiho versus Innovation. Should be a lot of fun. Stick around. We'll be right back.